2023 CVOs get recalled, and Cardo's making moves. Let's talk about it. The 23 CVOs get their first official recall. On October 13th, Harley-Davidson issued a voluntary safety recall for early production CVOs. The recall is due to a lower frame rail clamp that may not keep the rear brake line in place. This could allow the brake line to contact the exhaust and melt. The recall mentions a total of 2,212 bikes that are affected, and a stop at the assembly plant was made to install this clamp on the bikes that were already in production, so no further bikes would be affected. If you have a new CVO, check your brake line and take it to the nearest dealer for a no-cost repair. I had a clamp fail to retain the brake line on my 2019, which I'll have a video coming out about soon here, so stay tuned for that. Cardo makes it easier to connect with Senna. Now, this is not new. You've been able to connect Cardos and Sennas together for a long time. But Cardo released a firmware update that made it much easier. But connecting through their mesh networks was still not a thing. Shortly after that firmware got released, Cardo got inundated with requests from customers so they could connect mesh networks between the Cardo and the Senna. So Cardo released another update that added live connection for units with the upgraded Bluetooth mesh, which allows for a bridge between the two mesh networks. Now, it's not hanging up here, but I don't know if and how the shockwave would ever come into this, but if you're looking to buy a Ruroc helmet, skip the shockwave altogether, because there has been rumors of Ruroc working with Senna for a new unit. Cardo and 509 joined forces. On October 3rd, Cardo sent out a press release saying that they were partnering up with 509 to bring us the Mach 5 Commander helmet, which has integrated Cardo communication features that are fully integrated into the helmet. The helmet right now only comes in one color, gunmetal, and retails for $499, putting it squarely in competition with their industry rival, Senna, and their Striker line of helmets. Cardo, or 509, if you're listening, I'd love to get my hands on one of these helmets. Stop guessing with your S&S oil pump. Super Duper Motorcycles just released a tool that allows you to set the relief pressure on your S&S oil pump. This type of tool is nothing new. Companies have been making these tools for a long time because they needed to set or diagnose problems with pressure relief. Generally, it was bad seats or failed springs. Now, the tool costs $250 and really isn't for your average Joe, but if you're a technician or a bike builder, this is a great tool for you to have. The 2024 King of the Baggers team lineup announced. On October 18th, Harley confirmed it will compete in the 2024 King of the Baggers Racing Series. The factory riders will be James Rispoli and Kyle Wyman. But unfortunately, Kyle's brother, Travis Wyman, is not on the team next year. Now, these are both badass riders with a ton of titles underneath their belts. But Kyle does hold the King of the Baggers win title with 12 wins and 1 championship series title in 2021. Wish both of those guys the best of luck out there next year. Have a great season. The Quang Jang Davidson lead balloon. Harley has stated for a long time that non-domestic market Harleys like the X500 would not make their way across the water to the US market. But there was a US manual published by HD for the X500 that outlined US VIN numbers for the X500. This was picked up quickly by a few motorcycle news outlets, but quickly squashed by the mothership when news articles went live. Now, I understand this. Now, if you're the mothership, why wouldn't you bring a few back here to analyze without the eyes of the Communist Party staring down upon you? But if you're a manufacturer, you don't really need to have VINs on your motorcycles, or do you, to run them on the road? I didn't think that they needed to. So that still doesn't explain away the US VIN number being written up in a manual for the X500. Now, on to the biggest news story that we have. First, I'd like to thank all of you who have clicked that subscribe button and got me to the 500 mark. And as of this filming, I believe it was 562. You guys are amazing. And believe me, this is only driving me harder. Next, I will be on a short break for 2 reasons. First is my video editing rig is dying a slow death. Even these short news segments are pretty much uneditable on my old machine. It is about 11 years old. Now it's taken me about a year to acquire new parts. I have almost everything I need to build that rig, but it's gonna be a few weeks yet. So I won't be able to edit any more videos after this news. Second is in December, I'm having cataract surgery on this eye, my right eye. It's pretty bad, but it will put me out for a couple of weeks, mainly because I'm gonna have to stay out of the dust and stuff, so I won't be able to be out in the shop. So stay tuned, and thank you for all the likes, comments, and the people who twisted the throttle on that subscribe button. Thank you. And now, get out of here and go ride.